going up for a while. I started to walk only 2 hours ago and it's been pretty hard. Going uphill forever and it was pretty steep. A lot of rocks, roots, so not the easiest terrain. But it was worth it. The view is pretty good. This is pretty overgrown.
The Baekdu-Daegan trail is a 687-kilometer trail across South Korea. 70% of the country is covered with mountains, and this trail follows the ridgeline of the Baekdu-Daegan mountain range. The southern terminus is in Jiri-san National Park, and another one at Jinbo-ryong near Seorak-san National Park. And that's what I just had to climb. That wasn't easy.
A lot of climbing on this trail, that's where I'm going up there, and it's been like that for quite a while. Very slow going. When I arrived at my first road, which was also the entrance of the Seorak National Park, I had a big fence in front of me. Luckily a guy saw me and he had the key of the gate, so he opened the fence for me. But there was a fence on the other side, so basically I couldn't move forward. It took me a while to try to find another way to access the trail somewhere else. Found a spot, so I hitched, took buses and went to this other place. But I had to book a shelter because it's in the national park and you're not allowed to camp there. So I sent a message to my friend Hitching asking if she could book for me because there's no English website. So she called and they told them that it was booked for a month. And so were the other shelters in the park. So I decided to skip this national park altogether, which is a shame because it's supposed to be amazing and actually the best section of the whole trail. There wasn't much I could do about it, even if I'm kind of a purist when it comes to trails. Well, I didn't really have a choice here. So I hitched again, took more buses and went to this place that I found on the map. And it had also an access point and it was right after the national park. So I thought that'd be way easier if I start again after the national park. But it turned out there was also a giant fence there. It was apparently a Jehovah's Witness center or something like that. But yeah, there was a fence, so you couldn't access the trail. And at this point I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep going. I considered just skipping the whole trail altogether and just go to Jeju to hike the Jeju Ore Trail and maybe think about some other shorter hikes. But I thought I would try one last time to find an access point, so I hitched further south, found this access point, and I am now back on trail. Even if it's been 2 really shitty days, I've got lucky with one thing, and it's hitching. I have to say people have been really nice and that's been incredibly easy really. It might be the easiest hitching I've ever done. I never waited for more than 5 minutes and people were like super nice. Even if I ended up in some really random places, I thought, wow, hitching would be really difficult. But no, it wasn't.
original plan was to only spend 2 days in Seoul and start to hike, but a friend told me about a block party festival, so I ended up staying a few more days in town. It's my third time in South Korea. I first came here in 2007 for 6 months of woofing, then I was back 2 months in Seoul in 2015. But I never had a chance to do more than day hikes, so I knew I had to come back when I found out about this trail.
I am now carrying water for 2 days because there is a very long stretch without water. I got water this morning at 10 a.m. and I think the next water point will be tomorrow late afternoon or something like that. So right now I'm carrying 4.5 liters and it's pretty heavy considering that I'm going up and down all day. I left Gangneung this morning. I was thinking to maybe zero there, but I saw that the new Martin Scorsese movie will be out next week in Korea. So I thought I might as well take a zero when the movie is out so I can watch it. It was raining when I was in town this morning, but I checked the forecast and it said that the rain will stop around noon, and it did. It's still a bit foggy, but it's not too bad. I took a bus to get out of town, and then I hitched back to the trail. And I've been really lucky so far with all my hitches, but this has been the easiest by far. I think I've waited like 30 seconds or something like that, and this lovely couple took me right back to the trail. And they even gave me some snacks that I'm going to eat now. So far I've been eating a lot of noodles, instant noodles, and even though they are usually better than your average noodles, I wanted to change a little bit. So I found a pretty big supermarket when I was in town, and I got myself some pasta and a bunch of curries. I think I'll have this one tonight, though I have no idea what it is. Nice.